Hi friends, Sarah here from Seams Like Home, and we are starting our sew along sampler called Bright Hopes, and we're going to have lots of fun. Today we're going to work on the very first block called Hopes and Wishes. This block's going to go in each corner of the quilt, so we're going to replicate it and make 4 of these blocks. All the next ones that we will do will only make 1 each. So cut out your pieces, get it all ready, and then we'll sew it together. First off, we are going to make the center portion, which turns out to be a 9 patch. We're going to have 3 pieces. Well, we're going to have 9, but we're going to sew our 3 pieces together, and we're going to use a really good straight 1/4 inch. The secret to blocks that have lots of pieces and movement and angles in them is precision cutting, precision piecing, and good pressing. So you need things like a wool pressing mat or a clapper and starch to get your pieces all good. Each machine is different, and so you need to find a 1/4 inch on your machine. I have little spots on my foot right here that I watch so that I know that it's a 1/4 inch. If you are new at this and you don't have your 1/4 inch eyeballed yet, go ahead and use a Sharpie, make a line, or put a piece of tape or something. That way you have good straight seams. Also, watch on here that your seam doesn't go off to the corner. But sew it together just like that, and then we're gonna press. All right, we have our 3 pieces sewed together, and on your pattern, the little arrows that are on the top show which way the seams are going to be pressed. So they are going to be pressed out towards the blue squares. So when I lay this down, I am going to make sure that is how I do it. This helps in the next step of when you have your next piece on there to nest your seams together, and your points line up really nice. All right, so you're gonna make 4 of these blocks, so you need to make 4 of these 9 patches. And I'm using my design board. This is gonna help us take our pieces from here to the sewing machine and not get them confused or twist and turned. If you use it, it helps. If you don't use it, there's no guarantee. So the next thing that we're going to do to go around our block are make these little triangle pieces that are going to go on the sides. These are a little tricky. You have to be careful. A tip that I have is, because they are on the bias in their cut, you need to probably starch them first. Starch it so that it's not so easy to get it wonky and pulled out of shape when you are constructing these blocks. What you're going to do is you're going to line up the top edge right here, and you're going to leave just a little dog ear on the bottom. You're going to stitch down a scant 1/4 inch. Scant means not quite a 1/4 inch, so move over like 1 width of your thread, just a little bit over, not too much. All right, you are going to press it to the triangle. Press it out like this. The seam's going to the triangle. The block is still straight. Then you will lay your other piece on. This is going to be even here. The tail, the little dog ear, is going to be down here. You're going to do a scant 1/4 inch, not quite a 1/4 inch. if you had some precision, you start on this side and you end over here, and your scant quarter inch is going to end in this valley right here. That way you know you've got it right. Press that out. And you have your pieces. Some are going to be better than others. Some things to look at is this line needs to be straight because this line is going on here. And you also need a quarter inch from the edge to the point of this. That way when you sew it on, you have a quarter inch seam and you don't lose this point right here. So now that we have 4 to go around the sides, what we're going to do is we're going to sew 2 on. We're going to sew it with this part facing up so that you can see that intersection when you go across here so you don't lose your point. You're going to press those out. You're going to sew the other 2 on. All right, I have dog ears on either side and I'm sewing a quarter inch down. I'm watching this point right here because that's my edge of my square. I don't want to sew on this side of it because I get my point off. I want to sew right on there, and it's lining up just right, and I keep going. Sometimes I look, sometimes I wait till I go to the ironing board to open it up and look. I'm going to center it right here, put it under there, stitch it down. If you need to pin it, that's fine. I've done this enough I can eyeball it and go. We're gonna look. Okay, I think I can press that. And that one is just about perfect. This one, borderline. All right, we have our pieces, and remember we press these this way. The seam's going this way. So when we have these, we want them to go the opposite way so that we can nest the seams. So we're going to sew these 2 pieces on first. Then we're going to press that, and then we're going to sew these 2 pieces on, and then we'll have a completed block. So I hope none of you bled while you made the first block. It was a little challenging, but not undoable. So here you go. All of your little points are going the right way. This is looking nice. And like I said, I've made 2. You have to make a total of 4 because they're going to go in each 4 corner. Tune in again next week, and we're going to do block 2 and have some more fun. See you then.